Hello everybody and welcome back to Cities Skylines 2, where I've been messing around with on-ramps and off-ramps here, and the conclusion that I've come to is I miss Traffic Manager. That's definitely the conclusion here. It'll get there, I'm sure. Maybe the devs will develop this a little bit, or maybe Traffic Manager will get ported to CS2. I haven't looked to see if that's being worked on. It wouldn't surprise me if it was. So for now, this is basically what we've got. So we're going to have on-ramps here, off-ramps here. And then we'll do, I think, let's see. The next roundabout's going to be right here, right? So maybe what we should do, actually, is have like one on-ramp and one off-ramp per meta block. So this would essentially get moved up to here instead. And then this will eventually be a roundabout here. So I think that makes the most space sense for right now. So I'm going to remove these roads out of here. We'll have to rezone that. And the way I've been building these is with the curve tool. We take it about here. We run it out to about here. And then we just run it straight on in. Now that's giving slope too steep. So we may have to back it off on this one a little bit here. That's giving slope too steep as well. Let's try bringing it in this direction. That gives overlapping items. This works, so we'll do that for now. These are going to have to be a little bit non-uniform, I suspect. Reason being... Oh, that's very awkward snapping. Okay. Reason being that we're just generally... What is this trying to do? Okay, yeah, right about here. Ish. Yeah, we've got the overlapping items there. Oh, this didn't go up. That's why. No wonder. Things are weird. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit fiddly, and each and every one of these is going to be slightly different, right? So we need this to go up like so. And then this one's going to be starting here. And it's going to be going down out over here. So we'll have to have it here. Like I said, each and every one of these is going to end up being slightly different. So we're going to need to turn this guy around. And we definitely don't want to have pedestrian crossings at these. That'll have to be changed. Hi, Crane. You're in the middle of the highway.
My dear.
Okay, I guess we'll accept it. There's a crane over here that's in the middle of the highway too. I'm sure it's fine. So we're going to need to make some modifications here, of course, and we'll just get this turned around. I want these to actually be off-ramps, like so. And we're going to end up removing the pedestrian crossings here. We don't want pedestrian crossings up on the highway. Thank you very much. And we also want to make sure... I wonder if this is going to clip through under here. I was surprised when it let us zone under the highway, to be honest. We'll see what it ends up looking like. That'll be fascinating to find out. So this is by no means perfect, right? There's no doubt about that. Also, these textures could load in a little bit better.
Here's a tune just for you, and I do.
But we'll get there. So that's fine for now. So that would be the overall concept of the plan of how we're going to do this. So then this over here would be a roundabout. This one would be empty. This would then have on-ramps, and then this one would have off-ramps, would be the idea. These are currently condemned. In the wrong zone or outside the zoning grid? Yeah, kinda, I guess. The zoning grid changed. Fair enough. Fair enough. So we're going to have to modify some of this zoning, right? No doubt about that. So it's very strange that we can zone under the highway, to be honest. I'm going to keep it zoning under the highway. Although really, we should be doing this like this. Let me get the box select. There we go. And I'm just going to make sure that all of this is zoned correctly. There we go. So some of these structures are going to be demolished. That is expected. So something kind of like that. Okay. So that's fine for now. But we're going to need to get additional on-ramps and off-ramps going here. So we have over here on-ramps. So first things first, we're going to grab ourselves our one-lane road. We're going to use the curve tool. And we're going to put this right about... I've been building it here or here. It's a little inconsistent because it has to be. Each one of these are going to have slightly different slopes, right? So we have to figure out where each and every one can go. So that's all slope too steep. This is a viable location for it, though. Okay. So then we'll do the same thing out over here. And it would end up being like here. Like that. So there we go, on-ramps. Approximately correct, which is about the best we're going to get for now. And we're going to delete these pedestrian crossings. We do not want pedestrians up here, like, at all. So it would be best if these didn't have sidewalks on them. Alleys are a 2-lane road without sidewalks. We can, however, switch these over to running sound barriers, I think, instead of sidewalks. Okay. Walls to mitigate the noise created by highways. Yes. I'm not sure that's actually doing anything. Okay. I think that these might already have sound barriers. I'm not 100% sure on that. Why are you crossing here, buddy? Can you not? Thanks. Okay, so obviously up over here, because these are our latest on-ramps here. Up over here, we're going to need off-ramps. So this, of course, is going to be disruptive, but that's expected. And we'll bring this in to be about here-ish. Yeah, that seems to be functional. And then we'll bring it out over here and bring it in approximately here. Invalid shape, slope too steep, overlapping items. Fair enough. So let's try bringing it out this direction. Invalid shape, slope too steep, overlapping items. Sure. So this is a thing that happened in Cities Skylines 1 as well. I want to be clear about that. This is not a Cities Skylines 2 issue, but I would like it if they would make the... Oh, this is 2-lane here. I would like it if they would make this a wee bit better. So these are intended to be off-ramps here. Yes. And we're just going to place that here. Bring it out. And try to curve it in. Invalid shape and overlapping items. Fair enough. Maybe here. That's just giving slope too steep. Really? Here would work. Wild. I'm actually going to do it here, I think, because this is... It just fits a little bit. It looks slightly more symmetrical. Not that it looks symmetrical. At all. I'm going to do that one again. Let's see what we've got here. So we would bring this guy out over here, although I would want it to be, like, here. That gives us overlapping items. And I think what is overlapping is over here. So, just checking in here. Yes. Even this would work. It's definitely a different angle. No doubt about that one. And I don't really want them crossing over the highway here. That's definitely not preferred. This is not up top, is it? So it's definitely not preferred for them to be crossing this lane, but I don't think there's any way we can do anything about that just yet. So I think here is about the best we can do for now, as far as these off-ramps go, and that'll be the plan there. Okay. So this next one, of course, is intended to be a roundabout, and I suppose we could preemptively put in the roundabout there, couldn't we? Just to mark it. It wants to put it up here. Okay. That's not where we want that to be. That's fine. So then, of course, this is empty. This would then be on-ramps right here. Okay. This is giving us invalid shape, slope too steep, overlapping items just right here. It's kind of wild. We'll bring it up over this direction, and we'll see about linking this in up here. That seems reasonably fine. We'll try the same thing-ish out over here. That seems reasonably fine too. Reasonably symmetrical. So we got some on-ramps there. Now we're going to need off-ramps right here. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Looks good. And that's giving us slope too steep, invalid, but that's probably expected. I want this to be like out over here. Yeah. Invalid shape, overlapping items. That is acceptable right here, but that's not particularly great on the old angle front. This is better. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Okay. So that's, of course, going to be a roundabout. Now we're getting into the less developed areas where things are just generally a little bit more awkward. So I'm not going to develop these up here. Just... Whoa. That's trippy. Was that a power issue? 100% usage, 100% usage, 88% usage, and 0% usage. So no, that can't be a power issue. I wonder if that was a bug. I don't know. We've got some abandoned structures over here. We do have a fair amount of demand for things right now. Some high-density residential demand. That's great. We'll get some of that going in. So I'm going to put that, I think, out over here. And I want this to be in bucket fill mode. So I'll put some high-density over this way. We've got some demand for low-density housing, which is not surprising. I do think we should start expanding out over here. So, to that end, I would like to acquire these tiles. This one's not really necessary. So I guess we'll get these tiles. Oh, we're making money. Hang on. I just noticed. Fantastic. Very good to be making money. Okay, now, this out here, we're going to start with it built that way. Interesting. External power line connection? That's very interesting. Very interesting indeed. That's noted. Okay, so I want to take a look at this highway and see how it's doing. I don't necessarily expect this to be the most efficient thing in the world right now. We're on slow speed, of course. And we can do something kind of like this. Chemical plants. Okay, so that's a new signature building available. That is this guy here. That is a big boy. No doubt about that. And we could put that, say, somewhere up this way. It's certainly a big boy. I guess we could put it here. Awkward place for it, but sure. Now, I do want to extend out our avenue here, which of course this is actually going to be transitioned into a highway. So we're going to bring this guy, which is going to eventually be, you know, up here. Like that. Now, obviously, there's invalid shape overlapping items. But the entire point behind this was to find this point right here. And we're going to bring that up in altitude. And we're going to bring that in. And it's going to connect. Well, bring it down in altitude. It's going to connect right here. Like that. Okay. So that's going to be the start of this area out over here. We can extend this highway out quite a ways, and it's surprisingly cheap to do so. We're not going to maybe send it out all the way over here, but maybe we will, actually. Sure, let's get that going for now. Okay, so that should... That is not elevated. Right. We want that to be elevated. Going to pull that all out of there for now. And I want this highway to come out over this direction and be elevated. There we go. Now that makes more sense about why it was so cheap. Cool. So I'm just going to have it be 180 degrees out to about here for right now. That'll be fine, I say as I realize it's still not actually elevated over here. Okay, that's very awkward. Can we please be elevated? Thank you. I would like an elevated highway here. I guess we have to build it piecemeal in order for it to remain elevated. Okay, that's definitely awkward. No doubt about that. Now, we need to figure out where our next highway going this direction is going to go. That will give us basically all of the information that we need to figure out where we are. So that would be this highway right here. And we're going to take it down this direction just as a quick reference here. So right here. Phenomenal. So that is, of course, going to be extended out this direction for now. The next question is, how are we going to handle the river here? That one, I don't know yet.
For a second chance to hear the music of yesteryear.
We'll figure it out. For now, I do want to bring a road out over here somewhere. So this is going to end up, well, we're going to want to extend over like this road, right? So I want this to be, this is definitely not a 90-degree angle. I'm going to be honest. Okay. I really want it to be like a 180-degree angle, right? But we're just bringing this right on over to here. Okay, so we know that it should be right here. And I'm just going to build it there for the time being. It doesn't connect into anything, but this is our first indicator here. So, with that, we can then determine that this should be about here, which means that this road goes down this direction. Okay. These are the wrong road type. We'll get them changed over.
The commercial district is booming.
There we go.
The area is attracting more high-end
well,
stores,
that doesn't look like much. And that's because it isn't much. But this gives us all of the information that we need to get our grid extended out over here. Or almost all of the information anyway. This doesn't feel straight, but it actually is. For some reason, that feels off to me, but it's not. It's not off at all, remarkably. So we're going to be extending these streets out this direction for now. I don't know where exactly. And then this street is going to go to here before it cuts over and would go right there. Okay, so now really where we want these to go is here. And then they would cut over, right? So it would end up being something kind of like this, and we would utilize... Well, we would need to move this guy out to be here. And from here, we can figure out our grids. There's no doubt about that. So we're going to need to do exactly that. We're going to need to extend this out. We just need more space for housing right now. Housing is going to be a big, big lack for us. I do, however, want to extend this highway straight up into here, like this. It's going to be a complicated series of roundabouts over here. I expect this to eventually cause problems. But we're going to bring that in and connect it up here. Cool. It's very complicated, no doubt about that, but that's absolutely fine for right now. Looks good. Next, I want to get some additional roads built out this direction for now. And we'll take these roads down this way. I don't think we can get exactly down to our block length. We cannot. But it'll be something along the lines of this. And then we would bring this guy right on up. Phenomenal. We've got these power lines here, which are probably going to be slightly problematic. Let's see here. So this is the meta block here. So this is a brand new meta block down here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and then this guy needs to be 112 in length, or really here is where it needs to be. So then this would be 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, which means that the next one over, right here, would in fact be another highway. So that would then extend out to, and we want this to be page up. There we go. This guy would be right here, right? So that would go there, like that. So this is now going to be a vertical highway. What is this trying to do? Why is it creating that giant, like, spike there? Oh, it's because of the power lines, isn't it? It's trying to avoid the power lines. That's an interesting way to go about avoiding the power lines, but okay. We're actually interested in just knocking these power lines a bit back if we can. Or in underground mode. No, this is underground mode. Oh, the hitbox on this is just teeny tiny. It's actually the power lines, not the pylon. Fascinating. So we're going to knock this back. We might reroute these somewhere, but for now, we're not too interested in that. So we do want to get an additional road going down here, like this. We want to get this highway properly set up down this way. This is not a highway. We want to get the highway properly set up down here. This is still not the right highway. We want to get the highway properly set up down here. There we go. And then, of course, this would be the start of a new meta block. So this would go this direction, some distance. And that distance would be up to here. So we would need to bring this guy over and align that with this line here, right? So we would need this to go about here. Like that. Then, this highway would... Game isn't frozen. I'm not sure what it's doing right now. That was very strange. I told it to build, and it didn't. Okay. Now it seems to be working fine. So this highway would connect over right here. Now, this is giving us an invalid shape. This is giving us overlapping items. This is valid, though. Surprisingly. It's 91 degrees instead of 90. So I think what I'd like to do is bring this guy out. That's giving invalid shape. Okay, I'm going to bring this over. Once we're over the water, it doesn't really matter. So we can then do something along the lines of... Obviously, that's going to be an invalid shape. What do we got over here? There must be a shape that is valid here. Yes. Almost. That's an invalid shape there due to this. Okay. What if we took this in curve mode and brought it down like that? That technically works, but is interesting looking. Well, actually, no, it's still reporting invalid shape. Okay. So that's fine, I guess. We would want to bring this guy over. There was a shape that I found. Here it is. Okay. So I guess that works. Once we're out over here, it doesn't really matter if we deviate a little bit from the grid. So that's reasonably fine. And at least this way we have multiple ways to get out here, right? So that would be preferential for sure. Let's just go ahead and grid up the rest of this real quick here. So this would go out over to at least here. Phenomenal. This guy would go out to at least here for now. Cool. And then as far as the, like, roadside goes up here, I think that we can certainly have it be something that is kind of like, that slope too steep? Really? I guess it's because of this road here. So I'm going to build this as a separate road here. And we'll just have this be a single road. Kind of like this. And then it can link up over here for now. Cool. It would curve on over to about here. And then would just follow this shoreline over here. So we're going to be having this on this side be a smaller road. We'll probably do the same thing over here eventually. We'll probably downgrade these. That's probably something that'll happen. So let's just bring this on over if we can get a nice 90-degree angle on it. That would be nice. I think that's reasonably close, but I want to be in the straight line tool. Yeah, that'll do. And then this one would come up to be approximately here. Good enough. We'd bring this guy up to be here, of course. And then this would go in awkwardly here. That's very awkward indeed. That is a terrible intersection. And I feel bad. Okay, we're going to rework that a little bit. That's better. Now I hate this hook that's in the road here, but we can definitely get that fixed. So that's going to be following this line here. And then straight out and curve it over. I don't know. That's still pretty awful. Indeed it is. Maybe we omit this road. I wonder what that would look like. We omit the road, and we just have, like, dead ends that terminate near the river here. So this one would terminate right up over here. This one would go up to here before it hooks over this way, right? I don't know. This is maybe worse, but this might also give us scaffolding to work with in an interesting sort of way. This is a problem. Okay. I'm going to pull that out of there. Much better. Yes, much, much better. Okay, we're going to bring this straight on over. Phenomenal. And we'll build our road up through here. There we go. We're definitely making progress here. This road would, of course... Why is it saying like that? That's intriguing. But we just build it out slightly like this. So that would give us some scaffolding to, like, connect together with an additional road if we really wanted to. I'm not sure how much we want to. That's a pretty big question mark there for me. But we can certainly extend these guys on out to here and get ourselves this meta block kind of done-ish. This is not in the right spot. Get out of there. Let's try that again. Cool. There we go. That'll do for now. So that gives us a start out over here anyway. Obviously, there's still more work to be done. We need to get this residential satisfied. There's a lot of residential demand, and that will need to be worked on. But for now, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to start developing the far side of the riverbank, or continue developing, I guess I should say. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.